interest rates going up, still up some, and it's making people poor. And all this inflation, 9.1 or more, is making people poor. It's theft. That's what it is. So think about this. So if you are having to go to work every day and gas prices are extremely high and it's costing you more and more to get to work, you're not making any more at work, and then you got to buy food on top of it, and that's costing you more and more. You're not making any more at work, like I said, so now gas is costing you so much more, food is costing you so much more, and I'm sure your rent is up or going to be raised, or your mortgage might be going up, or maybe your garbage service or your electric, whatever you have to run your household is going up. It's I mean, I don't say skyrocketing. It looks like it's working on it, but it's so much higher. And some have skyrocketed, like gas and some energy sectors stuff. But so you have less and less to do the same things you were 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. You're making the same amount of money, if you want to call it that. You might be even making more than you were 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But you're not, because it's costing you so much more in gas, so much more for food, so much more for everyday essentials and items, that you don't have anything left for any wants that you might have or desires you might have. Whether it's for entertainment or for going out to eat or whatever, you don't have that option because you're spending so much more just trying to survive. Maybe you have those options to buy extra, and you don't anymore. But if you're in a situation where you didn't have those options to buy extra a year ago, 2 years ago, now what? Now you're that much worse off, that much more in a horrible situation, that the struggle is so much harder and it's so much tighter, just holding you down. And that's not your fault. The fault is inflation, and that's, in my opinion, 100% government. And I'm not talking blame Putin, blame all this other kind of crap, because it's not about that. It's about just overall all these restrictions, all these regulations, all this stuff, and all the garbage they're trying to change and trying to convince you that you need or we need to do to save humanity. In my opinion, it's a bunch of crap, but it's costing you more and more. This is theft. And it's theft at an extremely high level. And some of it's visible and some of it's not. Inflation's never really visible to most people, and that is theft itself, along with all the taxes and that. But now, people are feeling it, and they know it's not right. So what are you going to do? You got to get out of the system, best you can. I know not everyone can. Not everyone can 100%. Not everyone can 50%. But if you can strive for that, if you can try to get to that 50%, and then go from there. And what does that mean, out of the system? Well, I mean, the biggest thing is out of the dollar system. And yeah, that is tough. That is you still have to get along in society. So there is a way to do that. If you want to live on the land, free from everything, by yourself, or maybe with a couple family members, and just live off, that's it. I mean, you're just living off the land. That's all you got? Well, it's possible. Not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it's not for most people. But most people, if you can get out of the system the best you can, that is going to be so much better for you. It might be hard. It might be a struggle. It might be a large challenge in the beginning. Most things worth it are. But I think there's a huge benefit to yourself and your family if you can do it. What's that mean? Maybe you want to get some chickens, learn how to raise chickens. Maybe you want to have a garden. Maybe you want to have a large garden. Maybe you don't have room for a garden or chickens. Maybe you just want to start growing some potted plants in your apartment, on your balcony, if they allow it. Some cities don't even allow that. You can grow sprouts right on your countertop and in your refrigerator, hold them there. Sprouts are very nutritious. Not hard, not difficult to do. Very easy. Just look it up online. There's broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, a whole bunch of kinds of sprouts. And just order the seeds and just do it. You just need a glass jar, stuff, and some way to strain it. Screen. You can buy these things that go inside your lids for it. Simple. If you don't have to buy it, you can make your own screen. If you have this extra screen, just clean it real well. The food's going to be there. So you got to think of, what do I actually need? What does my family actually need? And what is best for me to prepare? Prepare for what? I'm not saying a prepper stuff. I'm not saying to prepare for a nuclear holocaust, nuclear fallout, whatever. I'm just saying to prepare to make sure your family and yourself, in any situation, sort of have things covered, at least for a point, at least for a time being, until things can get figured out, and you can move on from there. But at least you've taken care of that speed bump or that hiccup, or those fuel bumps or those fuel hookups. You've gotten over that because you prepared to get through unexpected times, that unexpectedly come up. You were ready to handle that. And if it never happens, if you never have anything unexpected happen in your life, what's the harm? What's the foul? Nothing, because you've accumulated whatever it was you're holding on to. You learned how to raise chickens, or you learned how to garden, or you have a larger garden, or you have more chickens, or you've branched out and maybe you're even raising some goats. Maybe you said, well, I can't do that kind of stuff, but I can contact some local farmers, get a relationship with them, and I'm going to start making it a point to go to a farmer's market once a month in my area, or maybe 3 times a year, farmer's market. I'm not going to get everything I'm going to need for the year, but I'm going to start making relationships and figuring it out, and maybe from those relationships I'll learn more, and I'll branch out, and I'll meet other people that I might need, because I might want to buy some grass-fed beef somewhere. I might want to buy some sheep somewhere. I might want to do XYZ, and then with these relationships that you have, created and have, then you have some more power and some more opportunities, some more avenues to go through and to help you handle unexpected things that come up. Hopefully they don't. In worst case scenario, like I said, you have all this extra stuff, you have these extra relationships, you have learned how to get better food, healthier food, not so reliant on the government, or not so reliant on the grocery store, not so reliant on this thing or this thing. Now, I can do it myself, or I know some neighbors or some farmers, and if they can't, they'll get me in touch with another farmer or another neighbor or whatever. That's how it works. That's community. So you want to work on being community strong. Absolutely. And if you're at you're at zero, or you're at starting point, there's no better time to get moving. If you're way beyond, if you're more than halfway there, there's no better time to continue on and to expand. That's all I had to say. This is a real quick deal. My fear is what's going to happen, just me, is they're going to keep this interest rates up, and they're going to keep them up until mid 2023, maybe later 2023, and then they're going to really bring them up, and they're going to really give people some pain and some hurt, and stuff going to cost so much more, digit-wise or fiat currency-wise. And then, all of a sudden, they got their FedNow accounts, those are in place since 2020, 2021 fully. Then all of a sudden, voila, you know what? We now are fully implemented in our digital currency here. All you have to do is download this app, sign on to here, maybe enter your social security code or your ID numbers, whatever. And because of that, we are going to offer you this as incentive to do it, whatever it is. And this isn't susceptible to inflation or hyperinflation like we just experienced, and we are experiencing. This is going to get you out of that. So come here and go this way. This is the way we're going to fix it, and we're going to help you guys. So once most people are on that, then my feeling is they're going to severely drop inflation, bring it down so low, and they're going to print or make more and more digits. So then everything seems easier, seems a lot better, seems a lot nicer, seems like everyone has more spending power, more money, if you want to call it that. And maybe that'll be like for 4 months, maybe 6 months. And then they're going to say, hey, see how much better this is? See how much better it is now that everyone's on digital currency, the digital dollar? See how much better this is? Because it was getting bad. And you guys could feel it. So we want to help you guys. So see how much better it is now. So it's a good thing we did this. And then most everyone's going to be feeling, oh, this was a great thing. I thank you, Mother Government, Father Government. I thank you for this, and I thank you for helping us. I thank you for your care and concern. So yes, and then everyone's going to be happy. And then slowly, they're going to start doing it all over again. When you feel it a little bit at a time, and you're like, oh, this is just normal. And that's how it's going to be. And then all of a sudden, fast forward, maybe 2025, everything's going smooth. 2028, everything is getting bad. 2030, all of a sudden you have no looking back because you're fully implemented in this. We're fully sold this bill of goods, this way of life, and you bought into it. Now you're stuck because you have no options. You can no longer use these digital dollars, this digital stuff, to buy these assets you may want to get now that you should have gotten 8 years ago, 10 years ago, but you didn't because you thought, no, it's okay. It's okay. See, it's okay. Government's helping. These programs are helping. See, it's okay. It's okay. And you're in it now. You can no longer buy that kind of stuff. I mean, you're all in digital dollars. You can no longer buy guns, ammo. You can no longer buy gold, silver. You can no longer buy whatever this government says you cannot buy, which is going to be a ton. You can no longer buy things for your garden. You can only buy things for this or that. If you don't already have it, if you haven't been saving seeds, you haven't been doing it yourself, haven't been learning how to do it, it's too bad. It's sort of like, how do you trap a wild pig, wild boar? You put up one wall of the fence one day, and then you go back there a week or so later, put up another wall. All right, and that's where you feed them. You feed the creature. And then, and after another week or so, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, put up a third wall of the fence. All right? But you're still feeding them there. You're still going in there to eat. You got 3 walls right now, 3 fence deals up now, and 3 sides. Still going in there to eat. Once he goes in there to eat comfortably, and he's used to it, because that's the way it is, then you come in, after a while, you put up the 4th wall of the fence. You put up the 4th side of the fence. Now you got him trapped. And that's what the government's plan is for you and I. Unless you prepare it now, and you're expecting this, once you're there, it's too late. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, I wish I would have not done this. You can wish all you want. It doesn't matter. If you weren't thinking about it, you weren't preparing for it, you have no options. It's done. So I don't mean to be harsh, but that's the reality of it. I think some people need to hear it and think of it and look at it that way. But anyways, I thank you for watching. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And stay vigilant. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your health, and protect your life.